Good evening, everyone. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have roll call, please?
Yes. Supervisor McGlasson?
Here.
Councilwoman Campbell? Present. Councilman Tempori?
Here.
Councilman Ruthven?
Here.
And Councilman Boyd?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Our first item on the agenda tonight is an introduction to our acting sheriff, Brian Hess. So I invite the sheriff up to the podium. You're on.
This was nice and quick, so I appreciate that. And I think I've met almost all of you before, maybe not the audience members, but the town supervisors and the council people. I just want to come officially say, hi, I'm Brian Hess. And I know some of you have heard this story again, so I'll say it again just for those who haven't. It was the end of June. I got a call from Kevin McConville. I didn't realize how sick he was. He asked me to maybe step in and take his candidacy over because he wasn't going to run again. So as I was working out all these things with the GOP, we went through an interview process, and there was this whole long system that went through. And what happened in the meantime is we get to the end of August, Tom Linder, the undersheriff, had to leave for a family emergency down in South Carolina. His wife had already moved to South Carolina. He had planned on retiring a year ago, but kind of stuck around because of Kevin's health concerns. So Tom had to leave. He called me, said, Kevin McConville's going to call you and ask you to take the undersheriff spot. So I said, oh man, okay. He does. I decide, you know what, I'll take it. I'll get up here. I'll get a chance to meet everybody and maybe become the GOP candidate, because at that point it was still up in the air. So I was sworn as undersheriff on, I believe it was Tuesday, and Friday, Kevin McConville passed away. So I had a very quick transition from the undersheriff trying to learn the department to instantly being the acting sheriff where I am now. Since then, I won the GOP nomination, so now I'm the GOP and Conservative Party nominee for the upcoming election.
Sheriff, no disrespect, but keep the politics out of it. Talk to us about what you're doing at the Sheriff's Department.
Okay, I'm gonna get there. I'm coming here right now. So I plan on holding all Kevin McConville's policies and everything, procedures in place. It's a transitional period. I'm working through that, trying to learn the place. I'm still kind of up in the air. I don't see many changes for us on our Kent residents. Kent has his own great police department. I plan on continuing to work with those guys. I'm meeting with Chief Owens again on Friday to talk through some issues. And I just really wanted to say hi. I'm here. If you need me, please give me a call. And it's nice meeting everyone.
So no big changes at the Sheriff's Department? Everything's just kind of sailing the same as it was under Sheriff McConville?
Right now, correct,
Okay.
yes. I mean, I really have been here 4 weeks, so I'm still learning the place.
Okay. Do you, in your time that you plan ahead, do you plan on making any changes? Anything that would affect us here in Kent?
Nothing that I could think of that'll affect you.
That's fair. You like that. Status quo is always good.
But you'll be working with us on
Of course,
moving forward.
yeah. I was just talking to Alex. We have a couple things planned in the near future and maybe some plans for the future. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I still have some other stuff to do.
That's true. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in.
And I know you'll do a great job because you're a father of how many?
6.
God bless you.
Any other
I don't like speaking after you because I only have 4 and I feel like,
Yeah, come on, step up.
I know. All right. Well, thank you
Nothing
very
else?
much for coming. I know you have another stop to make. You're going across the street now to
Go
the
to
fire
see the,
department.
yeah, Kent Fire. So I appreciate your time and listening to me, and we'll see each other again soon, I'm sure.
Great.
Thank you.
very much.
Thank you.
Okay, Ann, do you want to move, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going. Do you want to move the New York Forward up?
Sure,
Is that,
okay.
isn't that what you wanted?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We're going to move up on the agenda. Our next item we're going to discuss is the New York Forward.
Yeah, so how many of you are here specifically for that discussion? Thank you for attending. I was hoping for more, but it's an important part of the grant application process that we have some public forums for people to weigh in on what this grant ought to look like. So in short, New York Forward is a grant we've been hoping to get for a number of years. Gone after it now, I think 3 times already, and we're going to continue. Great. I know they say the definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect a different result, but I also have been at workshops and conferences where we've been told if you don't get it, just keep trying. It's very competitive, and you should just hang in there and keep going after it. So that's what we're planning to do. What our supervisor is handing out for me, thank you very much, is the list of projects that we put in the application last year. And what I'm really looking for on public input on is what that list of projects should look like going into the grant application this time. New York Forward is for downtown revitalization and economic development. And the area that we have been promoting as our commercial district, our hypothetical downtown, is kind of a U-shaped region, including Route 311 out to 84 from 52, 52 down to Towners, and that stretch of Towners that has commercial development. That's the region that we've been focusing on, as well as sort of bracketing it on the far side with the walking path down through Lake Carmel, which would hopefully be extended down to Towners Road. So the funding is between 2.5 and 4.25 million, and we were told at our consultation meeting last fall that we should have at least twice that much in potential projects. These can be private projects, public-private partnerships, or public projects. So you'll see in there that one of the main goals of New York Forward is to create additional housing to help address the housing shortage in the Hudson Valley, and specifically the shortage of workforce housing. So we could, in principle, and I don't think it's likely to work out, but we could, in principle, be providing funding to a developer that's already planning to build housing in order to give them the incentive to build the kind of housing that we really need for this region that would allow my kids and other people's kids to actually stay here. So that would be one opportunity. So I had started updating this list with some current facts and figures, but mostly I have not touched it. And I'm looking for input on what should be on the list and also what the priorities ought to be. So that's my goal for today. Beg your pardon?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, by all means, this is what this is for. Please come on up. Please say your name when you come to the mic, and I hope we got a lot of comments. Thank you.
He's tall. Kathy Doherty. Also, Bill, oh my God, Julie Boyd and Henry can't be here tonight for the chamber, so if there's something that you'd want the chamber to do, I can pass on the message.
Thank you.
Okay, Kent Manor. Well, first of all, it's called Kent Hills now.
Right, this was a year ago. As I said, I haven't updated this.
Okay.
Yes.
Because you're having redesigned with multiple housing options, workforce housing, combination apartment. Well, I believe then if you start changing everything, they then have to go for building permits and things like that. That's not with the lawsuit.
I think based on the settlement, they can do whatever they plan to do, but I think the odds of them agreeing to put in the kind of housing we're looking for are slim to none.
Right.
We're more likely to have visitors from Pluto.
Saying, I
Yeah.
don't think that.
So
that's-
I think that has to come off the list. The problem with that is we don't really, at this point, have other potential housing projects that I know of that would help make us competitive and help address our housing shortage.
Okay, but, you know, when you say housing, I always wonder, you're saying affordable housing, low-income housing, you know, because on 52 now, I mean, you know, everybody's a pedophile or on parole or whatever.
So workforce housing, you might have seen, was it called Eastdale up near Poughkeepsie? There are these kinds of projects that are going in that are apartment houses that millennials want to rent that have, you know, commercial development nearby. They almost have created a little village there. So that's, I think, more what we would be looking for. I don't think we're talking about
Okay.
Section 8 here. We're-
Yeah, because, I mean, everybody's building Section 8s because they're guaranteed the payment.
Yeah.
So,
So, understood. But the workforce housing that I've seen, doesn't, you know, is attractive. As I say, people like my kids who can't afford to live here.
right.
And isn't it for like teachers and firefighters and, you know, people along those lines? Workforce housing,
Yeah.
usually?
Yeah.
Okay.
But again, right now, I don't know of any potential projects that we could put in this. Last year, we were speaking with Bob Bradley about the Winkler Farm project. I'm not sure what the status of that is, whether that's now complete.
What, Wakebush Farm?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, he's going to do basically Section 8.
okay. And that's basically a done deal already, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Right, well,
so,
he's just waiting for one more approval, I think Health Department.
yeah.
Lake Carmel Community Center. I
Yeah,
think,
we need to update numbers.
yeah, like $3 million. But
And
also,
I
I think
have the
Councilman
sense
Boyd
that-
already checked into the modular, and we can't do it, right, Sean? You checked into the modular, and we can't do it.
Yeah, Jamie and I went to Westchester Modular, and they cannot build a building that would be to a spec that's required for a public building.
Right, so I guess
Okay.
just take out the word modular and put $3 million in there, because Eric from Barton and LaJudas just said this the other night, so.
Yeah, I want to get updated numbers. Was it 3.6 for a tear down and rebuild?
I thought it was a 3.2, but I could.
3.2, okay,
I
It's
thought-
online now.
Let me see.
great,
You can find it.
Close.
Okay. Thank you.
thanks.
Try to find it on here.
Sure. A couple comments. First, give the board a lot of credit for a couple of years ago. How long has it been since we had the grant writer on board? How long has it been?
Oh, I don't know. It goes back quite a ways. Bill Eustace was involved in us
Okay.
initially bringing them on
But
this
for
last year.
whatever reason, it seems like it's a lot more focused, and I give a lot of credit also to Councilman Campbell for putting this together like this. The more the public knows what things are identified as an earmark for, the better the public can weigh in on what makes sense and what the key things that we would benefit from having them in the community. So for the only other comment I wanted to make on the community center is, like any proposal, and I've offered at some point to help write a business plans, because I do that, and I do that in my courses at Marist as well. They're all based initially on certain assumptions. So what came up at our meeting, for example, was people were questioning, well, how big a facility is this going to be geared for? And based upon that, how is that going to best serve the community? So this is not about, I'm not criticizing anybody for anything. Rather, I think it's important to assess that. So, for example, when it comes time to compare what we're looking for from a grant and then otherwise from town, we'll have to understand that it's based upon tear down cost, cost to replace and or remediate, and then on the new building, it should be based on, if nothing else, that the new building would have similar capacity that the old one did. This way, the community have some good insight, and it's an apples to apples, and people can then weigh in on it. And even at that point, some people may weigh in and say, you know what, it's not worth it. We don't think the community center is that valuable when it's going to cost this much. Other people are going to say, you know what, this makes a lot of sense, because if it's only going to be X, but you're spending X plus to go out of town to get that, or if seniors have nowhere else to go, then all of a sudden the costs become more attractive. So bottom line, just offering, again, from a business person standpoint, that when you put that together and put a plan together, people will then be able to see, is it profitable? Is it good for the community? Weighing it out. And then, how do we tweak that? So just thought I would share it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to say? Maybe we can get one that
Squeeze
drops
one more
from the
in a can.
ceiling for you.
I thought last year we also talked about like the streetscape, that's not on here, is it?
We have some traffic control
Well, that would be nice on 52.
Yeah, where did that go?
I want to have band
You know, I may have
tractor
lost a
trailers.
line here, because we did definitely have street safety improvements.
Right, but I thought also streetscape for like some of the buildings that you said private, you know,
Yeah,
like,
so we have appearance, identity.
okay.
Okay, yeah,
Appearance,
and
I
actually, the traffic control was all included under this, the first line, the safety improvements. We took those numbers from our DOT TAP application for
Okay.
sidewalks, which totaled in over 8 million, and we just took the chunk of it that was right centered in the Lake Carmel commercial area.
Right.
From Towners to Chauncey, that alone was 2 million as of last year. Actually, it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
We'll be applying for TAP again, and the numbers are probably going to be a lot higher for
Higher,
the same
right.
things.
It's just that it's so crazy now. I mean, you have cars that are beeping at cars that are making a right into the pharmacy. They're not slowing down. They're
Yep.
just beeping like, if you're in my way, I'm going to hit you,
Yep.
you know? And I'm
Yep.
just like, I'm watching this, and tractor trail, it's horrible on 52.
Well,
right
I'll
now.
tell you, we were awarded that grant for Safe Streets for All, and that's something we need to launch now, is that planning grant, and I'm hoping we'll have some community involvement in that, and maybe part of it is going to be making some changes, even trying to get the speed limit reduced down there.
30
that kind of
miles an
thing.
hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we can go
ask
as
the
low as
state to
30
put the
legally.
potholes back.
That would help right there.
But yes, we have appearance and identity. We had put in a random number of 300,000, of which the town would have to match 75,000 as of last year's number, and that was for facades, lighting, you know, incentives for the businesses there to kind of do a little facelift on their buildings. I don't know if that's a realistic number, but I think that was the highest number that the grant allowed as of last year. So we're going to put in the letter of intent, and then after that, we get to have a consultation meeting, and some of these numbers will get updated based on that meeting. But if you have feedback, those of you who have some experience with business improvement districts and things like that, please weigh in.
Okay.
Anything else? All right, well, thank you for the input. We did run a survey, I believe, last year. I'm going to see if we can just use that again, rather than trying to run it again. But if you have other thoughts, maybe what we should do is put some of this up on the website as it's more refined and try to get some additional public comment that way, and maybe we'll do a press release or something, try to get more involvement. But thank you for this. Appreciate it.
Okay. Going back, we now are going to discuss the Barton and LaJudas agreement, the master service agreement for professional services. Do you want to?
They're on our list, all right?
Yep, but we still have to.
You have to sign an agreement with them?
Do you want
Is
to
the
explain the rationale for this? I can talk about it if you...
That's fine, go ahead, Ed.
So my understanding is this came about because we work with BNL on some major projects, and then periodically, people like me are coming to them for grant estimates and other things that require them to do smaller amounts of work, and we're sort of expecting that they're going to do these de minimis jobs for us without any compensation. And at a certain point, they backed off and said, you know, at this point, if you want us to give these things priority and get them done in the timelines you need, you're going to need to pay for them. And we didn't have any kind of an agreement that would cover these small tasks that they do for us, some kind of hourly rate and so forth. So my understanding is that that will facilitate these kinds of projects for us.
Also, if we don't have enough time between board meetings and we need them to do something for us, that way we have this in place so we can.
And they are one of our
Excellent.
approved engineers off the list from when we put the bid out that we could call
Yes.
anyone on there to use for any type of engineering or architectural work. Right. So, as is Insight and other ones that we use for different projects. You good with it?
Any public comment? I
Good.
don't think so.
Just wanted, should you get that for Insight and everything since you...
They're on our list. They haven't requested it. Barton and LaJudas wanted this for the little stuff that we've asked them to do, for mostly for the grant work stuff. Ask the board to approve a resolution accepting a proposal of Barton and LaJudas for on-call environmental, general, and architectural engineering services, whereas by resolution dated June 4th, 2024, the town board accepted the proposal of Barton and LaJudas to provide on-call environmental, general, and architectural engineering services, and whereas the town board wishes to accept the proposals of Barton and LaJudas to continue to provide such services on an on-call as-needed basis consistent with that certain master services agreement between Town of Kent and Barton LaJudas DPC for professional services, a copy of which is annexed hereto and hereby incorporated herein, known as the agreement. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby accepts the professional service proposal of Barton LaJudas to provide on-call environmental, general, architectural, engineering services to the town on an as-needed basis consistent with the agreement, and it is further resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Kent hereby authorizes and directs the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. We have a request from the planning board to return an erosion control bond in the amount of $8,500. The board voted on it, it was voted on unanimously. So I'm just asking us to pass this for tonight.
Make a motion to adopt a resolution releasing erosion control surety bond. Whereas the planning board by resolution dated September 18th, 2025, has recommended the town board release an erosion control bond in the amount of $8,500 and remaining inspection fees to the owner of the property located at 189 Mooney Hill Road, Kent, New York, 10512, as shown on the Town of Kent tax map as 12.1-3, and whereas the town board wishes to accept the recommendations as set forth in planning board resolution dated September 18th, 2025, and now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the Town of Kent hereby accepts the recommendation of the planning board that an erosion control bond and inspection fee be released to the owners of 189 Mooney Hill Road. I make that motion.
Second.
They also want, it says in here too, sorry, to return the remaining escrow to the applicants.
Second.
Do we need to, is that in?
It was in the beginning of the, it was in
So
the
it's all,
first
they're both,
paragraph.
we didn't discuss it though, so I was just making sure that they want the erosion control and the escrow. All right, second, still, everyone's good?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is to appoint permanently our field shift supervisor. Matt DeFalco has been our acting field shift supervisor for EMS, pending the test results coming back from the county. The test results came back and he passed, so now we need to make him our permanent field shift supervisor. Which also, if we don't do tonight, he automatically becomes, in the county's eyes, the permanent field shift supervisor, so.
Let's just skip it. All right,
Just so we have a paper trail.
I make a motion to pass a resolution to hire a field shift supervisor for the Town of Kent EMS. Whereas the town previously hired Matt DeFalco as acting field shift supervisor for the town EMS pending his completion of all civil service testing requirements, and whereas Matt DeFalco has successfully completed civil service testing and scored the highest on said test, and whereas the town board wishes to appoint Matt DeFalco as permanent field shift supervisor, now therefore be resolved that the town board of the Town of Kent hereby appoints Matt DeFalco as field shift supervisor for the Town of Kent EMS, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to take all necessary action to give effect to this resolution. I make this motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next item is to advertise for a part-time recreation assistant.
Somebody else want, Sean, you want to read them?
I don't know if my reading last, I'll give it a shot. I make a motion for resolution authorizing town clerk to advertise for part-time recreation assistant. Whereas the town of Kent is seeking to fill a part-time position for a recreation assistant in the Recreation and Parks Department. And whereas the town of Kent wishes to advertise for applicants to fill said position. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the Town of Kent hereby authorizes its town clerk, Yolanda, I always mess up her name. I don't know why that's two P's, but particularly when I'm not reading. Capidelli, keep going. Advertise for applications for the part-time recreation assistant position for the Town of Kent Recreation and Parks Department, and make that resolution, that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Sorry,
You harass that poor woman
Capelli,
every
I
day.
know.
You're in her office.
I
And
do.
you can't even pronounce her
Well,
last name.
try being dyslexic, didn't help. And I don't have my reading glasses, makes it even worse.
Our last item on the agenda is for municipal repairs. Our chief mechanic, Matt Kiernan, is asking us to hire a full-time mechanic pending his drug test and background check, and also hiring a part-time mechanic's assistant for no more than 24 hours a week at a rate of $18.50. Both positions are open and need to be filled in his department.
So we had a part-time mechanics assistant before,
Yes, well, we had a full-time, but we're gonna go to part-time.
so there was two full-time positions, and now we're going to a full-time and a part-time? All right, I'm good with it.
I can read if you want.
Sure.
I make a motion to adopt a resolution to hire a mechanic and part-time mechanic's assistant for municipal repairs. Whereas there is an open mechanic position and a need for a part-time mechanic's assistant in the Town of Kent Municipal Repairs Department, and whereas Matt Kiernan, Chief Mechanic 2, has recommended the hiring of Jacob Weinberg as mechanic and the hiring of Nicholas Kelly as part-time mechanic's assistant, and whereas the town board wishes to accept the recommendation of Mr. Kiernan and hire Jacob Weinberg as mechanic and Nicholas Kelly as part-time mechanic's assistant for the Municipal Repairs Department. Do you want the hours and salary in there?
For the part-time assistant, you can put in there, the full-time is pending the contract.
Okay, for up to 24 hours at a salary of $18.50 per hour. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the hiring of Jacob Weinberg as mechanic and Nicholas Kelly as part-time mechanic's assistant in the municipal repairs department, subject to any and all required background checks and pre-employment drug screening. And be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Kent hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute any and all documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Guess I can't borrow Sean's reading glasses and mine don't work
Do you
either.
want me to hold it like over here for you?
The following vouchers for October 7th, 2025 are over the threshold. Barton and LaJudas, DPC, $2,737.50 for the sewer study for September of 2025. Civic Plus LLC, $8,315.96 for domain hosting annual fee from October 1st through 9/30/2026, so it's good for a year. Elon Financial Services, $7,169.72 for the Town of Kent credit card for September 2025. Euro Video Productions LLC, $1,245 for video services from September 16th through the 30th. Hogan Rossi and Liguori, $5,416.63 for the retainer for legal services for October 2025. Joe Johnson Equipment, $9,490 for the highway rental Vactor sewer cleaner from September 15th through November 15th. Kiefer Aquatics, $2,274.33 for the Lake Carmel Park District lifeguard supplies and equipment. Laura Roberts, $2,610 for the Town of Kent prosecutor for September of 2025. Managed Technologies of New York, Inc., $4,170.06 for IT support, security management, September 22nd through October 5th, 2025. Armor LLC, $5,200 and $14,460 for Kent PD tactical gear for the ERPO grant. Mid Hudson Athletic Corporation, $2,392 for recreation golf camp, July 28th through the 31st. Millennium Strategies, $3,500 for services for September 2025. Municipal repairs, $8,517.81 for monthly chargebacks to the Town of Kent Highway. Office of State Comptroller, Justice Court Fund, $27,838 for August of 2025. Professional Ambulance Billing LLC, $2,915.53 for EMS billing for August of 2025. Ring Squared, $4,166.03 for the service period from October 1st through the 31st of 2025. Royal Karting Service Company, $6,364.46 for Kent Recycled Service for September of 2025. Stephenson Equipment Incorporated, $12,300 for highway paver rental contract for 2025. Toshiba, $2,136.03 for the town hall monthly lease from August 1st through August 31st, 2025. Wind Waste Innovations, $10,671.07 for Lake Carmel garbage from September 8th through the 12th, and $9,976.18 from September 15th through the 19th, and $15,181.05 for September 22nd through the 30th. Although I think I left it, I'll come back, I'll go grab it while you're doing the announcements. I asked the board to approve as read, and I have recycling, I just left the amount in the other room, I'll go grab it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I do want to say one thing. Can I see your vouchers?
Sure.
Just so that the public knows, when you see on these vouchers that, for example, recreation, we paid $2,392 for golf camp, we take in the money, we take the registration fee, and we keep a small portion, and then we pay the people that run the golf camp to do the program. So it's not like we're paying for the golf camp. We're just, well, we are, but we're not, it's not costing the residents. We're making money on it. So, we probably should wait for him to come back, because he has to add a voucher.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think we really should have voted on that yet, so
Yeah.
we're gonna add
You
one more
wanna do
voucher
public
when he comes
announcements
back.
while you're waiting then? We could.
Do you wanna start, and then we'll stop? And
Oh,
here he's
please,
coming.
It's quick.
Right. One more that was over the threshold, recycling, $6,364.46 for Royal Karting Services. I ask the board to approve as read.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
For real this time.
Per real, that's it.
All right, announcements. Ann, do you wanna start, or, I'm sorry, I said Sean, but we'll let Ann start.
Go ahead, Ann. Let it rip.
Well, there's a lot happening at the library. Some things of note, on October 21st, 7 to 8 p.m., there's a virtual meeting about the SAT targeted for ages 14 and up. And also, the library is now making notary service available on most weekdays. The hours are a little different, check with the library, but every weekday they have a notary available, either starting in the morning or the afternoon. Friends of Kent Library are looking for assistance Mondays from 10 to 2 to get ready for book sales. And then cards for veterans. You can come in anytime this month to the library and make a card, write a message for a vet. I think that's a wonderful thing. And they also are collecting canned and dry dog and cat food to help support the SPCA during the month of October. So please check the library website for other events and activities, but those are a few. And then somebody going to talk about Historical Society?
Historical Society, I hear you. All right, got a tag sale going on this Sunday at the Old Carmel Camper, which is just north of Ludingtonville on Route 52 on the right-hand side. I believe there's like 9 to 2. Stop on by. You can also donate stuff to the Historical Society too, for sale there. It's one of their best fundraisers that they have for the Historical Society. They're always also looking for volunteers if you want to come help set up. Basically, we just put out some tents, some tables, and put the merchandise out on the tables. It would be greatly appreciated. The Kent Historic School will be open on Saturday, and that's between 12 and 3 p.m. That's actually pretty cool to go check out. It's in amazingly good shape for its age.
Ludingtonville.
Nope. This is the one, the old Kent school, the historic school, which is on Farmers Mills.
Oh, Farmers Mills.
Between Dean Road
107
and
Farmers Mills.
White Pond Road.
Yes, the one-room schoolhouse.
Yeah.
I've never been to them.
Really?
No. Drive by it, know where it is.
I had a private tour by Betty Bear years ago.
Yeah. It's inside is actually, it's pretty neat. There are a lot of pictures. It is the schoolhouse that was built where it is located as you see it. There's also a really neat diorama, not to get too long-winded in this, that shows what the place used to look like in the mid-1800s, because there were several mills there, blacksmith shops. It's pretty neat. Stop on by. Fireworks committee. I've said this before. We need a fireworks committee. We need volunteers for it, to people to help raise money. Otherwise, we will not have fireworks next year, or we'll have a very small fireworks show. Cemetery cleanup. There's a handful of historic cemeteries. Would love to have some help, maybe some light weed whacking, stuff like that, to help keep them clean. Rev 250 is a website. Go to the county and see a lot of the local Revolutionary War stuff that's going on this year and next year. There's a burn ban going on right now, so be very aware. When did we have the fires here? Was it last year in the woods, the fire?
Yep.
Yeah. So not only is it a risk to life and property, but it either cost the town or somebody, because our town highway went in there and put those fires out. And thanks to those guys, because it's no easy task, and they put their lives at risk for that. Most of New York State is also in a drought watch or warning. If you don't want me knocking on your door, be sure to watch how much water you use if you have a well, because it's important right now.
I'm shutting it all off. I don't want you knocking on my door.
So that's all I got.
You going or I going?
I just want to jump on what Sean mentioned about the Rev 250. This weekend, they are having a Sybil Luddington kickoff fundraiser on Lake Lenida, because they are going to pull the statue and get it refurbished, that Sybil Luddington statue on Lake Lenida. So I don't remember if it's on Saturday or Sunday.
I think
but
it's Sunday at 2.
there are signs up about it. I think
Yeah.
it is Sunday also. And there's going to have speakers and stuff down there, so it might be interesting checking it out and seeing what they have to say. That's kind of the committee that's doing the county Rev 250, I think, is sponsoring that also. I just want to mention the Lake Carmel Community Center briefly. So at the Lake Carmel Lake Carmel Advisory Board meeting that was last Monday, Walt, was it last Monday? Mm-hmm. One of the main topics and why so many people showed up was the Lake Carmel Community Center and the direction that we are trying to gauge from the public on where we're going to go with that. So we have a couple options that have been presented to us by Barton and Judas that we had hired a couple years ago. We had engaged them to review the existing building and move us forward with a couple options on what we can do down there. For those of you that don't know, it's been closed for a couple of years now. We haven't been able to use it. And we want to move that process forward as quickly as we can, especially as we're in budget season and we have to kind of plan that out. With that being said, we will plan another public meeting to discuss. Hopefully we're getting some feedback. I know if you go online, you can look at the different options right now. They've been posted on the Town of Kent website. So we want to start to get feedback and figure out where we're going to go. We'll advertise the dates of when we're going to hold that meeting. And if we advertise it, the whole town board should be able to attend. It'll be a public meeting that way, and we can all hear what the feedback is for it. All right?
I thought I saw a notice for something on the 14th. Did I misread that?
That's changed also now at this point. We are gonna go with what, the 27th will be the next Lake Carmel Park Advisory Board. We've had to move some dates around to make that fit.
Because on Facebook it says October 20th, and I saw a couple of people the other day, they were like, oh, you will be at the October. I go, that's a zoning board.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Well, they can show up.
So,
I know, but no, it sounded like it came from you guys. That's what I'm just saying. It said October 20th would be the next meeting. And I'm like, that's a zoning board.
That's chamber night.
sure.
What about trunk or treat?
I know I'm going to do that. I have 2 announcements.
Again, speaking on behalf of our Lake Carmel Park District Advisory Board, we were very pleased at the turnout that we had Monday. And I don't even picture this room full, but it was full going out either door. And I think it was a good opportunity to really hear from people. It's unfortunate for any of your meetings or ours that more people don't come out. It's the nature of the beast. But I think it's an indicator that there's a lot of passion around it that we heard, and that to the degree possible that you represent people and their varying interests. The only way you can make that work is that you hear them, you respond, and you continue to meet. This is going to take some time. That said, you know, and again, it's named a community center for a reason. And you look around at other towns, and a lot of times those are the fabric of the community because it ranges from seniors to youth. So many different things you can do there. So it's such a unique, valuable property, and it's had a good history in the past of holding events and bringing people together. I remember bringing my son down there when he was 2, helping pull the weeds and get the place to reopen again, and there's been some great things. So I think the town in general, and I think it's important for people to understand, it's, even though it's the Lake Carmel Community Center, seniors from all over town will be welcome, residents, I mean, there's so much potential there. So I'm glad we got the turnout and the support and the focus from the town board now on making that happen. Again, it's not gonna happen overnight, but it's got to start somewhere, and I think at least we got the focus on it. And honestly, our 8-member board is very proud that we're able to bring that together and get things moving again. So thank you for the opportunity.
In all fairness, we've been focusing on it over 2 years. You know, we've been working on it. We've met with Barton and Judas multiple times over that period, and we wait for them to submit and go back and make different recommendations and changes. When we had tried to meet with the community on site earlier at the end of the summer, and we lost that opportunity, so we had to do it in October. We were hoping to be able to do an outdoor thing while it was lighter in the evening over there.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to imply that we haven't been focused on it, because we've been moving on it for a couple of years and paying the bills for it.
Yeah. Honestly, it wasn't meant to be an implication. Just we're happy that it's moving forward, and however the chips fall, then they'll fall, but just happy to have it moving forward. Ultimately, last thing is, you know, just to ultimately make it happen, I always go back to, you know, I think there's something, and again, this is not the town board issue, but in general, people sometimes forget that from a timing standpoint to make things happen, there's kids around Lake Carmel right now that are only going to be 16 once in their lives. There are seniors, some of them are running out of time. So again, the focus more on the positive, that if we can make this happen and the community really comes together, we could do something special, because everybody always talks about, in a good way, what a great community we have. Well, why not have a great community center to support it? So thank you for your support ongoing, and looking forward to more progress. Thank you.
Didn't Kathy say she was only here for the first thing we talked about?
No, I was just going to ask, do you think at the next meeting you could either have a slide or,
Yes.
because that's what frustrated a lot of people?
Yeah, I think we need to ask Barton and Judas to put a better screen type of, or smart board, whatever that thing is, where we
Right.
can get a better visual and people can actually point and ask questions about what is what. And I think it's also important, and I think I promised that I would do it, whether I got to do it myself now, that the option 2 of rebuilding more in the center, that I would go out and maybe I can get Sean to help me. We'll measure out and throw some stakes in the ground just so people
That would be
can
easier
go out
to-
there and take a look at what we're thinking
Right.
about doing. But one thing to be sure on, nothing is set in stone on this project. We are
Right.
open to all discussion, and we want to get as much input as we can on it.
And I realize there's going to be, you know, you'll have the next meeting, and I'm sure you're going to have another meeting. And I know that you thought you couldn't have a referendum next year, but there is an election next year. So the legislators, and I think so, you know, I know usually you have to have it in August or something. You have to have everything ready to go on to the.
Yeah, I thought what they were asking is if we could do something by this November, and we're like, there's no way.
No.
That's not even possible.
No, I'm just saying that in 2001, we did do a referendum, and it only cost $265,000 back then.
What a bargain.
So, I know, it was a bargain, I know, Joe Belvedere and myself, it was good. But, you know, this is $3 million, and yes, you know, you had a room full, but I think there's still a lot of people that either don't know or not going to come out, and I think it's, and people started coming up, bocce courts and, playgrounds and everything was concentrated in the
pools.
building.
Well, you know what, and we didn't want to discourage anybody from talking, but that
Right.
truly is the cart before the horse.
Right.
In most discussion of what's going to go around the building. Let's get the building in place, and
Right,
then we can
exactly.
build around it.
Exactly, but I just think it would be more fair to have a referendum.
Yeah. It's a good idea.
I'm gonna go back to my announcements now, because everyone. So on Thursday is our next Espresso Yourself. I'll be joined with the police chief, the building inspector, the code enforcement officer, and the highway superintendent. So come have coffee and muffins with us from 10 to 11. And then on October 17th, it is the Kent Fire Department's trunk or treat. It will be outside here from 6 to 8:30 on Friday, and after you go around to all the trunks, make sure you come take a stroll down Town Hall, because the entire inside of Town Hall will be decorated,
Nice.
so. All right, thank you now. Do you have anyone more? or you
No,
good?
I was done.
I'm good.
Everyone?
I'm all good.
Okay, public comment? Do you want to come in? Okay.
All set? I make a motion to go into executive session with this contractual, what do you call it? Negotiations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.